Invisible chains being broken. You feel them tightening. Invisible chains that weigh down your thoughts, your decisions, your very spirit. Every attempt to move forward feels blocked. Every effort seemingly wasted. Every hope tested beyond endurance. Moses knew this oppression, the hidden pressures, secret attacks, and unseen burdens that steal your peace, clarity, and joy. Psalm 35 speaks to the struggles that happen in silence when enemies work behind the scenes. Psalm 70 reminds you that urgent action and heartfelt cries matter when your spirit is pressed. Psalm 91 declares protection over what cannot be seen, shielding those who trust in divine authority. If you continue ignoring these chains, they will tighten, limiting your potential, stealing your peace, and obstructing your destiny. Fear, doubt, spiritual oppression, and unseen attacks will consume your focus, your joy, and your faith. But there is hope. Even in the shadows, even in the unseen, God's hand moves to shatter every chain. Moses' journey teaches that surrender, prayer, and alignment with divine authority are the keys to freedom. You are not powerless. The unseen is not beyond God's reach. But you must acknowledge the chains, cry out with honesty, and allow divine intervention to break them. When the hidden struggles are revealed, the chains you cannot see are often the ones that bind you most tightly. Moses understood that the fiercest battles are fought in silence, in the unseen. Psalm 35 exposes hidden enemies, those who work subtly to manipulate, oppress, and undermine, yet remain invisible to the untrained eye. Your mind is crowded with anxiety, your spirit burdened by guilt, fear, and unresolved conflict. Every whispered doubt, every hidden accusation, every unacknowledged pain is like an invisible shackle pressing down relentlessly. Moses experienced betrayal, misunderstanding, and opposition that could not be detected by the human eye, yet their effect was profoundly real. Recognition is the first step. The moment you see the chains for what they are, the subtle fears, the covert attacks, the unseen pressures, you begin to separate truth from deception. Psalm 70 reminds us of urgency. The longer chains remain unnoticed, the tighter they become. Human effort alone cannot release you. Your struggle is not a flaw. It is a signal that divine action is required. This is the space where awareness becomes power. By acknowledging the invisible chains, Moses, and now you, can begin the process of breaking free. The unseen is no match for God's authority, but it requires that you face it, not avoid it. The pressure, the weight, the hidden battles are real, but God's hand is stronger. The moment of crying out becomes release. Once the hidden chains are recognized, the next step is surrender through honest, unrestrained cry. Moses demonstrates that liberation begins not with strategy, but with vulnerability. Psalm 35 and 70 guide us to pour out every fear, frustration, and hidden anguish, declaring them before God without reservation. In that cry, the chains begin to weaken. The invisible bonds that have dictated your thoughts, actions, and spirit respond not to human manipulation, but to divine attention. Moses' prayers were raw, desperate, and authentic. They exposed the weight of oppression and aligned the unseen forces with God's power. Your spiritual declaration, even in solitude, becomes a channel for intervention. This is the first call to action. Write a prophetic phrase, acknowledging the invisible chains and declaring your alignment with God's authority. Few dare to confront the unseen with such honesty. Fear keeps many trapped, but those who surrender fully invite God to act on their behalf, breaking every subtle barrier. Desperation becomes a tool of power. Every cry is a declaration that you refuse to remain captive, that you trust the one who sees the unseen, and that you recognize his hand as the source of true freedom. Divine intervention shatters the invisible. Human effort falters when the chains are unseen, but divine intervention does not. Moses understood that God moves in ways invisible to the eye, dismantling every subtle attack and hidden oppression. Psalm 91 emphasizes protection over what cannot be seen, shielding the faithful while enemies remain blind to the work of the divine. Every hidden shackle, fear, doubt, guilt, spiritual oppression, is systematically broken when surrender and prayer intersect with God's authority. Moses witnessed moments when what seemed impossible crumbled silently, proving that God operates beyond human perception. Your unseen struggles are not beyond his reach. The invisible is his domain. Intervention may feel gradual, imperceptible at first, but each step of freedom builds momentum. Obstacles that once seemed permanent begin to dissolve. Patterns of despair, cycles of oppression, and covert attacks no longer dominate your spirit. This is the moment to recognize that victory is not earned by strategy, but received through alignment with God. Awareness and surrender open the door for the invisible to be exposed and destroyed. The chains that once defined your reality are now powerless. Walking through the valley, yet protected. Even after divine intervention begins, the journey is not always smooth. Moses walked through valleys where danger lingered, yet Psalm 23 reassures that the shepherd's presence shields every step. Invisible chains may have loosened, but trials remain as opportunities to trust God fully. Protection is active and subtle. Attacks that once oppressed you exist only to the divine. Awareness of lingering tension tests faith, but also confirms that God is orchestrating the outcome. Moses teaches that walking through uncertainty with trust transforms fear into vigilance, guided by wisdom, not panic. Psalm 91 reinforces that unseen forces cannot prevail where divine authority governs. You are covered, shielded, and led through every hidden challenge. Each moment of fear becomes confirmation that the chains are broken, not by human effort, but by alignment with God's will. This is the second call to action. Like and subscribe to help spread this message of freedom and protection, allowing others bound by invisible forces to find hope and liberation. Relief, awe, and confidence grow as the path becomes clear. What once threatened to dominate your life is now rendered powerless. You begin to walk not in fear, but in assurance of God's unyielding presence, from invisible chains to anchored freedom. The invisible chains that once held your spirit are gone. What was unseen and oppressive no longer dictates your thoughts, decisions, or destiny. Moses stands renewed, not by his own strength, but by the hand of God working through surrender, prayer, and divine alignment. Psalms 35, 70, and 91 converge to show that true freedom is complete. Hidden oppression is dismantled, protection is guaranteed, and your spirit is anchored in unshakable peace. Your journey, from recognizing the chains to desperate prayer to witnessing divine intervention, is now solidified. Fear and doubt may still whisper, but you walk with confidence, guided by God's omniscience and authority. Every subtle attack, every hidden obstacle, and every oppressive force has been neutralized. This final chapter emphasizes full spiritual and emotional restoration. You are no longer a captive of invisible forces. You are fully aligned with divine protection and freedom. Your testimony is one of victory, resilience, and anchored faith. Mandatory ending, emotional closure, invitation to pray the Lord's Prayer, transition from invisible oppression, fear, and uncertainty to confident, anchored freedom. This concludes the 5-topic sequence for Moses and Psalms 35, 70, and 91. Invisible chains being broken.